Welcome back to Hi-Fi Rush, giving a more proper demonstration in the training room about the concept of jam combos, which I completely forgot to mention like during track 2, that is what it's actually called when you use a rhythm assist in place of a beat hit.
No, this is like watching one of the really crazy Devil May Cry combo videos.
Yeah, like half of them are always done in the training mode because it's so convenient. But this is to demonstrate like how using like the rhythm assist during a beat hit is crucial to getting like very long form combos, because it keeps enemies, as long as you do not miss the beat immediately after when you can attack, you can basically keep it going and even continue to do combos when an enemy is technically dead. So you could go for a long time as long as you have the reverb gauge to do it, since, you know, like it costs like X amount of reverb, really just like one segment. But the other thing that was important that I showed off there is how, because those were specific Wall of Fame achievements tied to like, that are basically built around the idea of do this specific combo. It's kind of like target combo practice in a fighting game, you know, combo trials.
Yeah.
And the handy thing with that is that as long as you're in a part of actual gameplay when you do it, which includes the training mode, you'll still get the credit for doing the achievement. That does mean, theoretically, for some of the combat-related Wall of Fame achievements, you probably could just grind it out in the training mode, but it would take absolutely forever. That it kind of defeats the whole purpose of trying to get a leg up.
Yeah, not really giving you much of a head start.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of the intended pacing, especially with how I play this, with like the knowledge of what's happening, is like it, you know, like it's still largely intact.
Really cool of you to, you know,
just getting caught up with Peppermint on all sorts of various things, especially after we had fucked things up at the end of the last mission, just blurting out our entire plan to the company heads.
You created with 808 puts out a digital signal.
And he's starting by trying to poke holes in whatever logic it determines like how people are able to teleport in next to Chai using 808 as like a relay.
But what if I were to stand next to a wall?
Chai, just
Oh god, no one likes a rules lawyer, Chai.
So
what if it was my friend doing it on a special Thursday when it's almost his birthday?
Oh god. Oh, that's terrible. But yeah, we're just quickly trying to get like what other like moves and stuff that I can buy with like the money I have without spending too much, because it's at this point where like it had been a while where I had specifically forgotten like when my actual preferred like special attack becomes available for purchase.
Yeah.
So I try to not go overboard at every opportunity to like spend all of my gears to the point that I have nothing.
Yeah, saving up for the good stuff.
But I'm at least able to afford like an extra chip slot, so we can get like a very useful chip even at level 1 to start, which is battery magnets. It just increases the magnetism range of which like you pick up batteries. And there's other stuff as well, like later on, where you can get things like chips that will like increase the amount of battery you get whenever you like land a successful beat hit.
Yeah.
And that ties into a lot of like good strategies if you want to just maximize on the amount of reverb special attacks.
Cognitive AI algorithm.
I see.
You know what?
No, you don't, Chai. Shut up.
Spectra is an AI, and AI development happens in the R&D branch. And the R&D branch is deep below the island, using magma as a natural power source.
Yeah, this company just has the money and capacity for fucking like subterranean office space.
Literally one step removed from an evil volcano hideout.
Yeah, at least it's real magma and not like fake magma like in No One Lives Forever.
Magma.
He looks insane.
Reviews from workers aren't too hot on this.
Also,
guy.
I'm sure everyone watching this video is probably going, is that a motherfucking JoJo reference?
Yeah, I spotted it immediately and was like, I don't even need to say anything, do I?
And I'm like, no, you idiots, he's clearly voguing. You uncultured fucks.
JoJo predates Madonna, thank you.
JoJo predates anime, thank you.
JoJo was mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah, like they always talk about like Joseph, but they never actually told you what Joseph's last name was.
There was actually something someone came out with years ago that Jesus' name would have been I can't remember what it was, but it was something Ben Joseph. So he, with the first name starting with a J-O, so he would have actually been a JoJo. Anime fans scare me, and I am one.
But yeah, this stage is home to one of my favorite level tracks of the game, Heatwave. You kind of heard, like, if you recall from the training mode, whenever like you use the option to change the song speed, like a variation of this is used as like the fast song. But like this is just like good action music track that like plays throughout this section.
Yeah. I keep waiting for you to hit the big crystals, which is a clear sign that I've played way too many Devil May Cry games.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, this isn't that game. But also,
why
more
are you just
enemies,
running past them?
Whatever. More enemies with like blue electric shields, which means like more opportunities to instantly delete them thanks to Peppermint, which we used with her charge attack, where like instead of just firing little shots from her pistols, she just pulled out a big laser cannon and deleted the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, never sleep on the value of assists in this game. They are a very important part. And obviously, got to take out like these small fry in the air. Another big laser. But still kind of an S rank at like the moment. Like you might notice that I've not really been, despite the demonstration I did in the training room, I am not using a lot of like the jam combos at the moment. And you're going to see I'm getting a lot of asses as far as like total rankings. Fortunately, it still counts as an S, so like I leave it in there. But this was the sort of thing where, because of like just when I started recording this so quickly after I began a replay of this game earlier this year, that there's kind of like when I was like going through Wanted Dead, there's arguably going to be like some amount of rust to shake off, which is compounded even more by, you know, having to start from the beginning when you don't have all your tools unlocked.
Yeah, that really annoying feeling of I know how to do this, I should be better.
Yeah, and like that's the thing where I definitely noticed in hindsight, where it's like as far as like how this game ramps up the difficulty of playing perfectly, like getting the S rank for combo score, like just strictly combo in like the first two tracks, was not a difficult feat at all. And it becomes clear why it is suddenly harder in this, because jam combos are like a very important part of getting those scores.
Well,
Also,
now you've got more
Tango-chan.
tools, so
Yeah. That was a blink and you miss it. That little snail down there, that was actually from the Tango Gameworks logo.
Ah, right.
Yeah, those things are actually hidden all over the game. I think the intent is they're supposed to be like be like one per level, but like it's not possible with some of them for some of the levels, because some of them, as you'll find, are just boss only later in the game. That because there's that. There was one in like that I think we did come across back in QA. And then there was, even in the very first cutscene, there was a little Tango-chan on like the desk, or rather the shelf behind where Lucille was at the check-in desk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that little mascot is everywhere, and it's definitely the sort of thing where, knowing they came up for this, I do kind of wish they had the foresight to include it everywhere in Tango's previous games.
Yeah. Or maybe retroactively patch it in just for giggles.
Yeah. It's like, you know, because it's like when, like, earlier Platinum games, like, would, or even now, I guess, depending on the game in particular, would just have, like, the P logo.
Yeah.
You know, even bringing it, like, to a head with Wonderful 101, where you have your robot buddy called P-Star.
That's right, yeah. But then Wonderful 101 was almost literally fan service for everything they've ever done.
Yeah, it is the most Kamiya game to ever exist, and that is why I love it.
Such a good game.
Yeah. Kamiya is great. Please let him make Beautiful Joe 3, Capcom. How dare you ignore his survey, like, submission?
Still hasn't blocked me. I need to do something about that.
I'll take my air conditioning. Thanks, though.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. I mean, because again, he likes blocking people, but he also likes to unblock them.
Yeah. Still, just one shining moment.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot going on.
That's fair. And this, I think, as far as, like, this chapter goes, this was, like, I think the first instance of recording where a lot of retries took place. Like, I had to do, like, a lot of, you know, exiting out of the game back to the main menu and then loading back in, which I think I can go ahead and use this fight to describe, like, an aspect of this game that contributes to why I was so fond of it, and it's to do with how, you know, frustrating this aspect tends to be in other action games, mostly Platinum, because they're the main culprits of this. And it is because of the fact that this is a game with ranked fights. You know, it's the same thing that has basically been established even before Platinum. You know, it was all the way back in Beautiful Joe. You know, like, Kamiya basically established the whole concept that became the basis for that series and for everything Platinum did, pretty much. But the problem, especially when it came to Platinum stuff, is that if you fucked up and you know you did not want to restart the entire level just to ensure your pure Platinum attempt was preserved, it's like the checkpointing was often so bad and inconsistent that, like, restarting meant like not even sending you back to just outside the encounter you were in. It would probably send you back like 2 fights previous, or worse, frequently like autosave, like trigger a checkpoint right at the results screen, so as soon as you knew you fucked up, you couldn't undo it.
Yeah, there's a reason why I never bothered with pure Platinum runs after a while.
Yeah, I think weirdly the one Platinum game that was like closest to being consistently fair in how its checkpointing was set up was Metal Gear Rising. Like, I remember having an easier time, I think, overall, like getting the S rank in the end on that compared to like pure Platinums, which even then, pure Platinum all the way I only ever did with Bayonetta 1. You know, the other Bayonetta games and Wonderful 101 were just not worth it. But this leads back to Hi-Fi Rush, where it has extremely generous and consistent checkpointing, where if you fuck up in a fight, and while unfortunately there is no like retry option in the pause menu, you can only go back to the main menu. But fortunately, if you load your game again from that point, you'll be positioned right outside the arena that you just exited from.
Oh, that's good of them.
Yeah, and if you see the results come up, and as long as the results do not go away from the screen, you can still pause the game and exit if at any point you think, I fucked up, I can do this better.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what ultimately saved and made this all S rank no damage Let's Play possible.
Just noping the fuck out before they give you the opportunity to bask in your failure.
Yeah. So here we have the Senko, the first of like the actually like unique weird enemies of this game. Stuff that doesn't fall into the category of like humanoid robot with sword or gun. I basically shut down the Senko's attempts to actually demonstrate what its ability is, but what it does is it throws down like an energy parasol into the ground, and when it's activated, it creates electric barriers around all enemies in the arena, except for the Senko. And so Senko's role in that case is to play keep away and constantly run away from you. So you gotta be like efficient with like your magnet grab and also being able to go straight into a combo the instant you like get in range.
Shield enemies are the worst.
Yeah, but fortunately, if you do destroy the Senko while like the shields are active, the shields all disappear. Yeah. So again, the possibilities of like these sort of like new enemy tactics being like mad annoying and tedious to deal with, don't worry, there's still always a way to get around them.
Man, he is really going to be annoyed when he starts seeing yellow lichen everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely like one of the fun series of vlogs, like in this particular track, or at least like the first half of it until we get R&D proper, and that is just, yeah, it very much feels the most like it is giving a nod and also being tongue-in-cheek, poking fun at those kind of audio logs you'd get in immersive sims and Bioshock games and the like, where when it's always by the same person and like almost in a way that is way too designed that it feels less natural, that you're always bound to find those logs in the exact order that the designers want you to anyway. Which begs the question then, why didn't you just make this a fucking cutscene if you're gonna author this so heavily?
Now what really annoys me is like games like Bioshock. It makes sense that you would find these logs everywhere because the whole place is basically being ram raided on a hour by hour basis, you know?
Oh yeah, like everyone is in love with the sound of their own voice, that they just do this as a matter of why not. Yeah,
looting is widespread. Everyone is the protagonist of their own story in those games. And then you get to, I can't remember what game it was. Bioshock Infinite, funnily enough. Probably the best example. You're finding these before anything even goes wrong. Just because it's expected. And it's like, why?
Yeah, it defeats the whole purpose of like what like that very concept was like designed to achieve all the way back in System Shock.
Yeah, back then it was, you are literally late to the party, so we're catching you up. And there it's like, well, we've had it in all the other games in the series and games of this type. It's expected.
Yeah. And at least that's why, like, it happening in this game with, like, you know, that instance of the dude who is tasked with, like, setting up all of the guide arrows, which were patented, by the way. Basically, Vandalic Industries basically put a patent for the arrow as a concept. So if that sounds a bit too familiar to, like, all kinds of, like, bullshit patents, like the one dude from decades ago who tried to, like, trademark the word edge for everything.
Or Games Workshop when they tried to trademark Space Marine.
That too, yeah. Like, it is ridiculous, but we have seen so many ridiculous things in real life in regards to, like, corporate fuckery that, like, nothing is surprising.
Honestly, after a while, it's halfway expected.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, and just look at all these arrows. It's the sort of thing where, because of how blended into the environment they are, and, you know, the fact that these levels are very linear by design anyway, it's impossible to get lost. That once you actually step down, like, take a moment to stop, look at the arrows, and if you somehow did not have the context that in-universe some poor robot was being tasked with having to lay these around everywhere for no good reason, you would think, this seems like a waste of time. They clearly do not have any faith in their audience. And it turns out, Vandalite does not have faith in anyone. Not even the person that they've assigned to set up these arrows. They're in a fucking underground volcano.
Honestly, with all the magma kicking around, anyone that wanders into it by mistake kind of had it coming.
Yeah.
Like, there's idiot proofing, and then, like, whatever's going on here.
And it's still cartoon logic at the end of the day, so naturally we are not, like, bursting into flame this just from having, like, medium-range proximity to this amount of exposed magma.
Oh yeah, convection is something that happens to other people.
Yeah. Does not apply to robots, or people with musical robot powers.
Or robot cats.
Especially robot cats. They do not deserve to suffer that kind of fate.
Besides which, it's nice and warm. Cats probably like it.
Terrible, Chai. Just get in there.
Fucking puns.
Okay, and what does the R stand for?
Avoid my email, Sandro. I'm making this public. No more budget approvals until this defect fiasco is.
Don't you hate it when, like, corporate politicking has to be made public like this for everyone to hear, and it is mad uncomfortable?
On the one hand, you're like, ooh, drama, but on the other, you're like, I don't need all this dirty laundry in public.
I just want my fucking paycheck, please.
I don't want to pick sides, I just want to get home.
Let's just keep focused.
You both suck. Just let me do my job. Anyway, we knocked over a standee of Zanzo. There's also some Zanzo dolls lying around. But the idea, I will admit, like during this like section before we get into the R&D proper, most of what goes on in the rest of this video is me spending way too long trying to knock these standees into the lava. Because that's actually important as like a side goal.
Right, I was going to say, is that an achievable, or you just don't like the guy?
I mean, it can be both.
I'm not saying, you know, just... What's the primary motivation here is what I'm really asking.
Yeah, it's more Wall of Fame achievements. It's the fact that, like, it's a thing you can do, there's a reward for it, and if I can do it at the earliest opportunity, I will. The problem is, the physics on these things can go awry pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, you really got some air on that one.
Yeah, the worst part is how, like, when I initially hit it, I was thinking, clearly this will go into the lava, but no, it kept flying way too far and landed on this fucking platform.
Your new dense
There you
cardboard was so aerodynamic.
Yeah, like it either shoots way too far past where you want, like laterally, or it'll just shoot straight up when you hit it. It's not fun, and unfortunately, I have to do this at least one more time because the Wall of Fame achievement requires I get at least 3 of these things burning like it's T800. I brought it because of it shooting up like that. I briefly like lost track. Like, where the fuck did it go?
I'll be honest, I didn't notice it was covered in glass for a minute.
Oh yeah.
I was like, obviously it's just going to fly into that magma pit. Oh, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's real dumb. I mean, again, I am grateful that it is only 3 that it is looking for, and not like you need to get every single standee that is around this area, because that would have taken too long. I would have actually like edited this video down. Hell, I probably should have edited this video down, but whatever. Like, what's done is done. Get up, you fucking bastard! Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, at this point, it's just sad.
Yeah. So I decide, screw this. I'm just gonna like break some other stuff and maybe hit the other standee that is still up, because that one that is just lying flat seems almost impossible to get back up now.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best.
There you go. And that actually was the first try.
To be honest, I was half expecting it to land on one of the platforms way the hell over there.
I mean, I expected it to somehow like go up in the air past me and into the direct center of like that like foyer.
Somehow it went back in time.
Fuck you, Statue Kale. I need to vent out my frustration for wasting time on Zanzo's stupid standees. There you go. All that money. Oh yeah, more graffiti.
There are more of these than I thought. I wonder if I can find all of them.
You will, Chai, but only in the post-game, because there are some that you just can't access early on due to lack of abilities.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when, after he picked up the first 2 in one of the last videos, that was like number 4 and 5 on the list or something.
Yeah, because pretty much all like the ones. Oh, hey, and I still decided to get the last one in there anyway. That's my jump and joy.
Yay! Clappity clappity.
Yep. But yeah, like the graffiti that is technically available in track 1, you can't access at the start because they're all hidden in areas where you need like other assist abilities and other like mechanics that aren't made present to you yet.
I need to get to those AI labs.
I just told you. No access until
Oh,
testing is done.
poor Lucille.
And when will testing be done?
I don't know. Do I look like I work here?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, I don't run the tests. Run up to Lab 44 and complain to them.
So,
Man, I can't believe they roboticized Daria.
yeah. We're pretty much doomed unless some ragtag group of weirdos decides to take the company head on. Or we get bought out.
My self-therapy AIs tell me to be more positive, but I'm not falling for that one.
Like,
Why do I feel like something that I've said at some point in my life?
Lucille is like the one robot NPC of this game that I sympathize with the hardest, that in an exception to like my rule throughout this entire Let's Play, I am not going to hit
For
Lucille.
me, that's unquantifiable.
She deserves better.
Therefore,
Her life is suffering enough.
Chai, those models are known to be stubborn. I don't think she's gonna give.
Thanks for being
Also, I'm pretty sure Chai is dumb enough that, like, despite Lucille being a line of robots of that type, he does not seem to comprehend the idea that there is more than one of
around
them.
here all day?
He probably thinks it's just the same robot that is in, like, multiple places at the same time.
That's debatable.
No, it isn't.
Well, I didn't even get a greeting.
I acknowledged your existence. In this day and age, that's as good as you're gonna get.
That is sure as hell like a motto to live by.
Ah man, she is just like me, for real, for real.
Must have been here a while.
Yeah, I'm BK.
Should I know what that means?
Sigh. Before Kale. Before everything changed around here. Back when we were responsible developers.
The Ice Age?
Clearly me hinting at my disappointment in the current management isn't clear enough for you.
Well, you can at least pretend to be happy.
That's
Never.
a big defeat.
Why would you
Ever
do that?
suggest that
Job until
to an employee.
Anyone who has worked customer service or in a call center, you suggest that?
Yeah.
Check your favorite organs at the door, because that's the only way you're going to be leaving with them.
Yeah.
We were supposed to
You should appear more happy. You should talk less, is my rebuttal.
so humble. I'm sure your fans are all in lab.
The number of times someone said, why don't you take more pride in your job, or why don't you seem more upbeat and chipper? And I've wanted to reply with, they don't pay me enough for that.